Elizabeth. Elizabeth. You gotta sing, guys.
Shalom, we welcome you to a trip around our Jewish year.
This year we learned about the Luach Shana. It is different from the other calendar we use.
It is a moon calendar. That means that it follows the phases of the moon. A new moon means a new month. Each new month starts with Rosh Chodesh, or head of the month. We began our school year in the month of Elul, the get ready month. We are thankful for our Sunday school and synagogue where we come to learn. Tishrei has many holidays. The first is Rosh Hashanah, the Jewish New Year. Next comes Yom Kippur, a day of fasting and show suffering. A week later, Sukkot, where we decorate the sukkah and shake the lulav and petra.
This is what we need to build a sukkah. Wood and branches, hammer and nails. This is what we need to build a sukkah for this holiday. First we build a frame and cover it with branches. Lots of fun to do. But don't forget that we must see the sky peeking at us through the roof. Bum, bum, bum. This is what we need to build a sukkah. Wood and branches. really want to play with the lucky sweetie. And while we are playing, the candles are burning low. One for each night they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. One for each night they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago.
Tibet has no holidays except for Shabbat, which of course comes every week. We light the candles, say blessings, and drink the Kiddush wine.
Bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam. Bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam. Shabbat shalom, hey, Shabbat shalom, hey, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom, hey, Shabbat shalom, hey, Shabbat shalom, hey, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom, hey. Shabbat, 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 Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shalom, Shabbat, Shalom, hey, Shabbat, Shalom, hey, Shabbat, 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 Shalom, hey, Shabbat, Shalom, bim, 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 bam, bim, 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 bam, bim, bam, bim, 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 bam, bim, 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 bam.
Next comes the Rishon, the 15th of Shevat, which is the birthday of the tree. This is a good time to think about how we can keep God's world beautiful.
It's a tree of life for those who have passed away, and all the supporters are happy. It is a tree of life for those who have passed away, and all the supporters are happy. Shalom, 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 shalom. Time Pilema Haziki Manatoha Manusha Time Pilema Haziki Manatoha Manusha Shalom 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 Shalom.
When the dark comes, so does Purim. We eat hamantash and shake our crackers and dress up in costumes.
Purim Day, it's a happy holiday. We make noise with our toys, sing and dance and play. Let's hear the crackers rush, rush, rush. Let's hear the crackers rush, rush, rush. Let's hear the crackers rush, rush, rush. It's a Purim Day. Hagorim, Hagorim, Hagadol, Hagorim. Mashamol, Mashamim, Stimum, Likudim. Hagarisha, rush, rush, rush. Hagarisha, rush, rush, rush. Hagarisha, rush, rush, rush. It's a Purim Day.
Nisan comes next, and so does Pesach. We eat matzah and have a Pesach Seder.
Die,
Adar is the month of Israel's Independence Day.
Last in our Jewish school year comes the holiday of Shavuot in the month of Sivan.
On Shavuot, we remember standing on Mount Sinai and getting the Torah. Summertime brings the Hebrew months of Samat and Av. If only we could still be in Sunday school and learn even more.
Next year in Hebrew school.
Will you sing along with us for all of Beth?
Aleph, Bet, Bet. Aleph,
Bet, bet.
Gimel, Dalet, Hey.
Gimel, Dalet, Hey.
Vav, Zayin, Het, Tet.
Vav, Zayin, Het, Tet.
Yud, Kaf, Haf. Sameh, Nun. Sameh, Ayin, Hey, Fei. Sadi, Kuf, Resh. Shin, Sin, Tav.
All right, we're going to thank you for the work. Thank you for the work you did, and thank your parents for sharing you with us. I know that Mrs. Besser has some things for you. Did you want them to sit right where they are?
Yes.
Okay, let's all take a seat. This was a lot of work and a lot of fun, and I hope it shows.
First and foremost, Yasher Koach to our second graders. They did a fabulous job. Just the other day, I was actually thinking that even though we do this end of year assembly every year, it is still a unique experience each year. One that's filled with excitement and joy at the accomplishments that our students have achieved. And they still continue to surprise me every year with the amount of knowledge that they get. They are like sponges, and so they absorb everything that we really present to them. So we know that this end of the year program for you guys is really, not really an end, but really just the beginning, okay? You've come to a milestone, and as you see in front of you, while we have our kindergarten and first graders here as well, we have our upperclassmen here too. And next year, you join in with them in coming here for Hebrew school as well. And we're thrilled and excited about that next step that you will be taking. I want to thank our families who have really given us the opportunity to have your children, to teach them, to present them with various things that are available to us. Mrs. Rebo and her two incredible Madravim, Daniel Balo and Paige, where's Paige Einstein? She's here, perfect. Okay, they have really made the second grade year an amazing journey. And as I think Amanda and Mason and Kayla mentioned, we are coming up to the holiday of what? What's the next holiday coming up that you mentioned? Remember? Shavuot. You got it. We're coming up to Shavuot. It's a holiday where we celebrate that God gave us the Torah at Mount Sinai. And so today, with your certificates, you're also going to be receiving a little gift of a little Torah for you to keep as well. That will be your own keepsake. So as I call your names, I want you to come up to receive your certificates and your gifts. And I have a little stand over here so you can help me out with that as well. Okay? So, Seth Arnold. Elijah Mann. Ariel Barshevsky. Gotta do it with my own kid. Elliot's Raisin. Elizabeth Fine. Shayna Finkel. Lindsay Gluck. Eli Gold. Emmett Jordan. Jake Hasdin. Brooke Lerner. Samantha Lerner. Jeremiah Levin. Eli Melnick. Bennett Resnick. Rhea Resnick. Noah Schechter. Amanda Tarofsky. Mason Udani. Kayla Weisner. Yashiko, you guys did a great job. I'm going to turn it over to Rabbi.
Hello, Mazel Tov to all of our students. I want to pick up on something Mrs. Beth said a moment ago about endings and beginnings. Can our students tell me who has an answer to this question? When does your learning end? When the school ends. Good answer. But not the answer I expect. Another answer.
Never.
I like that answer. Let's go with that. Because there are different ways to measure endings, isn't there? We can end this school year today. That's a nice thing to celebrate. We can end our childhood education, usually in 7th grade. But as we all know, there's always something else to learn. I always try to remind our Bar Mitzvah families that our school is not geared to teach our kids how to become a Bar Mitzvah. That's something that happens when you reach a certain age. Our school is set up to teach kids how to be Jews. And that is something that we do very fervently for the years that they're in our classrooms, but which we then rely on our parents to get them the rest of the way during their childhood education in Hebrew High and onward into the college years and adult years as well. And I'll say to our adults as well, Jewish learning can never end because none of us has gotten to the point where we know everything we need to know. And just to show you that this is not something new to me, I'm going to teach you. There is a passage that you're probably familiar with, and I think I'm going to try to make this a standard thing that we end with each year, which is back in probably in the 2nd century, the 1st century, Rabbi Tarfon taught the following: Lo alaka hamlacha ligmor, v'lo ata ben karin libatel mimena. You are not obligated to finish the task, but neither are you free to neglect it. In other words, there's too much for any one person to learn all at once. It takes a lifetime to master all of these things. Texts and prayer and Gilul Chasadim, acts of loving kindness between one person and another. It takes years and years and years to master all of these things, and we're never really done. We shouldn't make the mistake of saying, it's too much for me. Who can learn so many things. There's Hebrew and prayer and Torah and holidays in Israel. It never ends. That's right. It never ends. And so our challenge is not to say it's too much for me to do, but rather to say, how can I start? And I'll tell you how you can start. I'll give you a melody. Let's see if we can do it. Okay, now if you think that's a good melody, it's nice like some 1970s melody, right? For those of you who read Hebrew, you can find it in the Goosey Doer that's under those seats on page 263. If you don't yet read Hebrew, then I have to get you signed up for the adult Hebrew reading classes that will begin in the fall. But it's a really easy, at the bottom of page 263, if you know a little Hebrew, you can read it. And if you don't, remember that la 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 and bum 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 are perfectly acceptable Jewish responses to prayer and study. So, Lo alecha hamlacha ligmor, lo alecha ligmor, lo alecha hamlacha ligmor, lo alecha ligmor. Last time. Velo ata ben korin lehibatel mimena. Velo ata ben korin. Velo ata ben korin lehibatel mimena. Velo ata ben korin. Thank you.
So before we have our second graders and their families go for refreshments, there are a few end-of-the-year school items that we would like to take care of. So first and foremost, we have some students that have gone above and beyond their 9 Shabbat services. So we want to recognize that with a gift certificate to Barnes & Noble for coming to 18 or more Shabbat services. So when I call you, come on up to receive your gift certificate. Talia Gluck. Samantha Goldwasser. And I know Alexander Goldwasser can't be here, but I think his brother Josh. Who's Josh? We're going to come up and get Alex's for him? Perfect. Come on up, you guys. Andrew Siegel. And Shayna Wang. Come on up. And I think I see a few faces here of those kids that have completed their Shabbat service requirement that should get their certificates as well. Because I know I definitely see Joey Gluck here. So come on up and do that. Nice job. And last but not least, we have some students that have also been here every single day of religious school. And so we want to honor them as well and give them certificates for their outstanding attendance. So, when I call you, come on up. Sarah Besser.
Kind of hard for her to get out of it.
Lainey Cutler, come on up. grandson. I know he's here. He's coming. Fabulous. Nice to meet you guys. Fabulous. Joshua, go on. Okay. To conclude our assembly, Megan, who is, I didn't get a chance to introduce you guys, but we are fortunate to have Megan Bernstein, who is one of our music teachers. She has been helping our second graders, so we are going to conclude our assembly with the singing of Eight Chaim. So please all join in with Eight Chaim. Right?